we're live. Look at
And
this.
we're
Look at my
live.
time.
And I'm on time, which is a weird feeling for me. So I should say, hello, everyone.
Hello,
Thank
fine
you for letting
people.
me be on your device. Thank you for letting me be on your device, Angry. Thank you for letting me be part of your live stream tonight, Angry. You're nice. And I should also say, hello, Luke Morfitt. How sexy are you? What about the idiot who lied about denial of service attack on my gov? Well, he was a turd. Lucky I was able to get on and report my income. Well, Luke, I have no fucking clue what you're talking of there, my friend.
Well, a bit of a background. That's the government website
Right.
where people who want to register for benefits in these troubled times go. And it crashed because of more people than they were designed to support wanting to get on and get a payment. And the minister, now initially, I don't think it was necessarily a malicious lie, but the minister responsible said, hey, we had a denial of service attack on the site. And that, as it turns out, wasn't strictly speaking true. It's just when there was a whole bunch of connections attempting to being made at once, the warning system said, well, that's a lot of connections. Maybe it's a denial of service attack. And it's actually just a lot of people. And it's actually
just a lot of people.
It's not
just,
that many.
It's just in incompetency and not enough resources thrown at the problem.
Yeah.
And who would have thought that the Australian Liberal government would have done that?
Yeah. So who else is in here now?
Actually, I would have thought that because they did that on fucking everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Including the National Broadband Network, which is probably going to go tits up sometime this week as everyone tries to connect from home and all the kids are home from school.
Well, I mean, this was the opportunity for Australia to show that it could mix it with the big boys on the fucking information economy.
Yeah.
Now we can't. Why? Because our NBN's not finished. It never was. It was never up to spec, and it has been a turd rolled in. It was initially rolled in gold dust, but then they fucked that off, and then they've just made a turd rolled in white turd. Dry turd. Yeah, so it's a turd rolled in white turd, and gone. Look, it's a turd rolled in white turd. Eat that, because that's all you deserve.
A little bit of trivia. You have just betrayed your age a little with the reference to white turd, because in the last 20 years, they changed the composition of dog food. Dog turds don't go white and dry up anymore. Think about it. You don't see those dried up white dog turds anymore because they changed the composition of dog food. I forget what the component was, but I just remember the Blind Boy on the Blind Boy podcast, the guy from the Rubber Bandits, being fascinated by it, like what happened to white dog poo. So apparently, if I look up it, I'm looking up a website to get an explanation of it now.
Okay.
What causes white dog poo and why do we seldom see it these days?
Right. I'm very interested to find that out.
It is about calcium intake. And so basically they've changed the composition of dog food so it's lower calcium. And we don't see the white dog poos anymore. Hey, Big Bad Ads, how you doing? Apparently, you've put idle labor off his dinner, AZ. So I don't know.
Idle labor. Thanks for that, AZ. Having dinner right now. Ha ha. Idle labor. What are you having for dinner, mate? I can improve your appetite, and I can improve your dinner just by talking you through what you're actually eating right now. Brother, right now.
You know what's been happening actually dinner-wise at my house? 3 times in the last week. Young Ms. Angry has cooked dinner, which is great because I'm responsible for the dinners 90%
That's
of the
fucking
time.
amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's great and cool,
Yeah.
but it's fucking amazing. What
Yeah. Well,
happened?
it started. She's gotten into bread making. She did it about a week before everything went crazy, just from a hobby point of view, started making bread. And
Nice one. Nice
everything went
work, that
crazy,
lady.
and all the bread and yeast disappeared from the shops because people
Of course
went
it would.
weird.
Of course it fucking would,
But
yeah.
we have a supply. And the first dinner she made is because it was an off product of the bread rising. There's a certain amount that I don't know, you couldn't make it rise like bread, so she made pizza dough out of that and made pizzas, from scratch with the fresh dough at home, which was fucking great. And then the other night she made spaghetti bolognese with our rare as gold beef mince and dipped into our precious supplies of spaghetti, both of which are extremely scarce in supermarkets, or were last time I looked. But she did this special recipe where, I mean, I have to admit, if I was making it, I would just go, hey, look, here's this shit in a jar. I'm going to put that in. But she made this recipe where when it was initially put together, it was like 50% water, and then you leave that to simmer for an hour and it boils down. And that was really good. And then she made this sort of crispy Asian style pork thing tonight, which was fucking great. So it's
I'm hungry.
yeah, I know. It's very hunger making, the stuff she's making. So yeah, I'll probably still make dinner a couple times this week. But yeah, I used to do it at least 9 times out of 10.
Oh,
Last week. So
I just had a thought.
oh my god, this is frightening. What is it?
Hey, boss of the house, did you want fish and chips? Yeah? Have my card and go and make fish and chips happen. What?
We're talking, okay.
Okay, I know that you've got an obesity problem and that you're bedbound. Understand that. But I'm doing a live stream and I'm video bound. So whilst I could get the fire services in to go and get you help to go and get fish and chips, effectively I can't leave this place or Dr. Now will hurt me. And also I've not allowed to talk to people unless my doctor says I'm allowed to. Remember, I'm being socially isolated. There you go. What? Me? I still go out. I sneak out. That's what I do. I sneak out. I fucking escape is what I do because you don't even let me. You just go, hey, you're not allowed to do anything. You're not allowed to go anywhere, do anything, go anywhere, touch anyone, have the sex with anyone but me. Actually, that's a thing that I'm supposed to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be defending boss of the house, but I know he won't hear me because he's just got headphones on. I'd say I don't.
No, I'll relay the message.
No. I was just saying. Oh yeah, you're trustworthy. Yes.
Angry is defending boss of the house.
Yeah. What? I don't support the blatant bullying going on here. Gross mistake.
Angry doesn't support the blatant bullying going on here. By me to him. But you're saying that I am bullying boss of the house.
Oh, definitely. You're
right.
You're
okay.
a mean and savage
Angry
man.
is saying that I am bullying you. Boss of the house? Yep. Of course, that's what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm, of course, bullying boss of the house, who has physically much more power than me, rides a bike whenever he wants to in an upright fashion. I can't ride a bike whenever I want to because I fall over. I get on the bike, I pedal for Pedals and I go crash on one or the other side. Usually, strangely enough, the left side.
Yeah.
Don't know why. The left side. But yes, it's like watching a child learning to ride without the training wheels on. And so I go pedal, 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 whoa, and over I go. And they go, it's okay, up you pop, up you pop, up you pop. Just spit on it and rub it in. Just spit on it and rub it in. It'll be fine. Yes, no, pop your eye back in. Just pop it straight back in. That's just gravel. That'll come out in the wash.
Literally, yeah.
So he can ride a bike. I can't ride a bike. When we go and see Dr. Now, I get screamed at as being an enabler. And he gets told that he's working very, very hard. And that I should probably be thrown out of the house as somebody who's not being very supportive. Even though I've just handed over my Tapper card to get fish and chips, which boss of the house wanted last night. But I was unable to be in a position to go and do that. But now I am, and I'm being nice and saying, let's get fish and chips for dinner, because he wanted them and still wants them. You just still do want them, don't you? Are you going to go and get them? Because they shut in about half an hour.
Yeah.
So you should go soon, is what I'm saying to you, boss of the house. You're loved.
Reasonable.
I'm not like ordering you to do anything because I can't, because you just burn me with cigarette butts. You don't even smoke, and yet you still put cigarettes out on me. What the fuck is that? I don't even know how you get them lit. How do you get them lit? You don't smoke them. You don't puff them. It's just like you have like an air thing that just sucks air through and then, like, because it doesn't smell or anything. You just all of a sudden have a cigarette in your hand and then just straight in the back, face or eye. You're not going to tell me how you do it, are you? No. Okay, fine.
All
it's
right.
Science or magic, whatever. But somebody called boss of the house puts cigarette butts out on me and doesn't even smoke. See, this is what I smoke. See this?
One of those things.
It's an electric cigarette. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. You can buy them in health food shops.
Yeah.
And in my particular electric health food shop, cigarette shop, you can buy the juice that has the nicotine in it. Oh, how naughty.
Yeah.
That's legals.
Yeah.
And you know how legals it is?
Yeah.
The cops come down and get their vape juice.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, it's not exactly a high-profile crime. Yeah.
I'm not going to say where it is, but it's convenient to the cop shop. And a couple of them apparently came in out of uniform and said, blah, 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 blah. And they said, yeah. And the guy who runs it is like a zealot. He wants everyone on fucking vape nicotine and off tobacco nicotine, because tobacco nicotine will fucking kill you. Vape nicotine might hurt you, but tobacco nicotine will fucking kill you. Okay, so one's winning. And of course, cops are not allowed to smoke if they smell like smoke to the public, which means it's been told 2 hours. They've got 2 hours gap between when they smoke and when they go in front of the public. So effectively, they can't smoke at lunchtime.
Which is going to be a bit rough for a smoker. But
what they're basically all doing is going onto the vapes.
Yeah.
Because you can vape in the cruisers now.
Yeah.
And because who's going to fucking bust you for that? And the criminals will go, he was fucking vaping in the cruisers. Oh yeah, can you prove it? Yeah, you can watch your fucking video. Which one? And so, these coppers have come down in droves. I was down there purchasing said Nicotinus vaporous juice, and 4 fucking police came in. No, 6 police came in. I thought, I am fucked. It's been a good run. I have been vaping now for got to be getting on for 5-7 years straight.
Oh, God, you're one of the original vapors.
Yeah,
back when you actually had to explain to people what it was.
And I fucking fuck. I thought, I'm fucked. I'm gone. And the boys all looked at me, and the proprietor said, "No, he's all right." And they went, "Oh, all right, well, I'll have mine, and I'll have mine." And they all fucking started ordering their fucking off the, and they had like their little lunch bags. You know how when you were a kid and you went to the tuck shop and you put your order in the lunch bag?
Brown paper bag, yes.
Yeah, they had them all fucking lined up. You know, he brought them all out. Yeah, no, I've set them all out, you know, because they'd rung them in. "Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, right. Now, this one's a bit different to the, I know, I've put a bit extra this and a bit of extra that, and I've mixed this. So just tell me what that's like. And I've trialed you this as well." "Oh, all right." And I'm just going, okay, this is new.
Yeah.
And
hey,
go
sorry,
on.
I just wanted to say, Catherine's the first one who asked, and I'm going to answer, why am I in a different room and looking different? Well, that's really just being nice to other people in the house and not occupying the kitchen every single night if I'm going to do this most nights, if not all nights. And so some nights I'm going to be in this room, and you can tell I'm experimenting with the lights because the central lights in the room are too bright and everything's washed out. So I switched them off, and I've just got the webcam ring light on. So it illuminates me, and it's all mysterious and dark behind me. This is like the office. This is a shared space for me and Mrs. Angry. I shoot my videos in here.
I was going to say, when I first saw it, when I came on, I thought, fuck, that's the actual studio. What are you doing in that?
So normally the camera is on a tripod just behind me, and my green screen's over there. I did toy with the idea of putting my green screen behind me because we can use green screen stuff on StreamYard. And then
I'm thinking of getting a greenish or a single tone. A single tone screen, and then fucking running shitty video that I make behind me. Max Headroom style. But we'll see how we go.
Strictly Sega's got a good memory. He's saying, "Didn't I used to shoot in the shed?" I moved from that house about 3 years ago, where I was living 3 years ago, and I lived there for 10 years. So a lot of my YouTube life. You've dropped something.
So a lot of dropped your phone.
Was in a house that had a shed. It was basically a converted garage, and that was where I shot videos for 10 years.
I helped a lot.
You did. You were there, right? Oh yeah, Luke's got a good memory. Remembers the time a light actually went bang while shooting a video. It was one of those halogen work lights.
Do you remember the time that I was saying that Clive Plummer, he sits around the house. Clive Plummer, he sits around and I burnt myself on one of the halogen lights because God punishes.
Very hot. Yes.
Fuck, it was hot. And I was going, it's karma, basically saying you're a fat bastard yourself. You have no reason to be criticizing Clive Palmer just because he's a loudmouth prick who wants a coal port. Fucking fuck you. Fuck you, you fat bastard. Burn. Ow, 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 ow. And that's what's,
Sorry, I was going to say, that one actually popped up on my YouTube feed recently for no apparent reason. And I rewatched it, the Clive Palmer song. Oh, and Linda wants to know, because in case you didn't notice, AD, I christened this is National Puppy Day today. Linda wants
to know. I didn't know that.
No, it's National Puppy Day. We're not actually giving away puppies. That just sounded more pleasant than, naming it after COVID-19 again. Oh, one from Ballarat Shelter. We're a cat household. I think young Mr. Angry would like it if we got a dog, but I don't think our cats would like that. We got rescue cats. Definitely get rescue animals. Don't get the thing. And hi, Gecko. How's you?
Which young Mr. Angry wants the dog? Both the young Mr. Angries or the youngest Mr. Angry?
Well, I only refer to one of them as young Mr. Angry.
Oh, okay. Yep, good. I know which one you're talking about.
So, yeah, I think he likes the idea of a small dog, but he hasn't got anyone else on board. Strictly Seeker's thinking of favourite old ads. One where we're having a go at Tony Abbott. And the other time, remember I used to just write our notes on the back of an envelope and then chuck them on the floor of the shed. And they were very notes. And we picked up like 50 of them because I really just left them on there forever. And then we were trying to remember what the fuck these absurd
we were talking about. Yeah.
And we were only getting about 1 in 4 right, I think, because the notes were very cryptic.
Do you remember also after that event how we were once again pursuing our traditional hygiene standards and we dropped the notes back down, and unfortunately one of the notes had caught on one of the halogen lamps. And while we were making a video,
took us a while to notice the smoke.
And it was fucking on fire.
Well, it never actually caught on fire, but it was smoking. And I thought, is that
smoke?
That's on a video. We left that on the video. It's like,
is
that smoke?
We both went, is that smoke? And then whoomp, up it comes, and we're going,
It was brown. It was literally about to erupt in flame, and it was putting out a lot of smoke. But
which one of us said stop, drop, roll? I think, or we might have both said it at the same time or something, as we were going, fucking, we've got to deal with this now.
Who else has come in? Sorry, just saying, hi, Abigail. Called us gentlemen, so we have to be nice to Abigail. She called us
Abigail, thank you very much for calling me a gentleman. You are the nicest ever. Abigail, if you want to call me a gentleman for whatever reason, at any time, you may do so. I get called many, many things, and soon I will be able to tell you some adventures that have been happening in this house. And in fact, more adventures happened today.
Oh, good Lord.
There
are some. I visited AIDS in the weekend. Luke was asking how the new laptop is. It's not fully up and running yet. AIDS is still on the old laptop. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Why is AIDS still on the old laptop, Angry?
Oh, you've got a bit of stuff to sort out, I guess.
I've got a bit of stuff to sort out in the house.
Yeah.
Involving a person.
Yeah. It's oh my God. Just the brief time I was there. Oh, the tales. Oh, the tales.
Oh, well, they've got more extreme.
No, I didn't think they'd get less extreme. After you were telling me of the behaviors of certain persons, that's the sort of behavior that escalates. It doesn't calm down.
Well, just the two that I think you're going to enjoy.
Yes.
That there's effectively two landlords. Yeah.
Yes, you were mentioning that. Yes.
Right. There's an old one and a young one. The old one has given the place to the young one.
Right.
And the old one, he was a bit freaked out when he found out I was a poof, actually. He was actually quite freaked out. And he was in the process of working out how to get me the fuck out of the house because he was not a happy boy.
Yeah.
And then I did some things that went over and above the call of duty, and then did them again, and then did them again, and then basically the young landlord went, "There's nothing wrong with this guy." And the older landlord, who was going, "Oh, I don't know, like these people, they're weird, I don't know." And he tried to touch me, and I did. I tried to pat him on the shoulder, going, "Hey, big guy, how you going?" And he
Oh,
physically
no.
jerked away.
By the
He was
gay.
disgusted
dear.
by being touched by the poof. And anyway, it occurred to him, what the fuck's going on? This is the same guy that's been our guy for years. And he's just redone the hardcore shit that he's done for years again. So what the fuck am I worried about? He's
Yeah.
always been this, but he's
Yeah.
never, I've never seen him with a woman. And he's never bothered me, and and no one's ever complained about him, except for one lady. I found out one lady did.
You get that
And
every now and then.
and you know why she complained?
Why
Because
did
she
she?
was jealous.
Ah.
I thought I was in shit because the complaint came through, and the real estate said, mate, you've got to come in for a meeting because there's a sexual a complaint about you. And I'm going, oh fuck, because you don't live them down. You can't. There's really nothing you can do once they're presented, unless you've got an ironclad something. You're fucked, basically. Just just say sorry, put your head between your legs and go. Because if it goes to a charge, and they've got you this far, if they've got you to the point where they've got you evicted, you're screwed. Just walk away. So I go in and they say, you better come into the
Office.
bloody the boardroom, mate. Oh, fuck. So I come into the boardroom, and there's the landlord, the old landlord, the landlord's wife, and she fucking hates me. Right? She fucking hates me, and always has, always did. Then the chief real estate agent, and the other one we had at the time, who was a bit of a legend, but she had to go off and have a baby. And so they said, well, mate, this is again a very serious thing. And I'm going, okay, so what's going on? Because I'm going, how am I going to tell them I'm kind of a poof?
Yes.
This is going to get awkward fast.
What happened?
And because I was kind of a poof because I'd kind of poofed someone earlier, and this is where it all came from. And anyway, it basically came out that she said, oh, he did this and he said this and he was saying this through the walls. And
Walls, okay.
the real estate agent,
Yes.
did his due diligence and asked a couple of the other girls, and they laughed and said, no. She was complaining to them that he wouldn't have her. That he was the guy that was saying that he'd have anyone, but he wasn't having her. And the girls knew it was because I'd picked up another young lad. And they knew this, and they said, darling, he's batting for the wrong team. You're not.
It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen. Now, what they didn't know at the time, and I told them later that I bat for both teams, so it could have easily. But thank you very much for saying that, because you got me out of a lot of shit. So the real estate agent laughed his ass out and said, that's fucking hilarious, and let this woman dig herself deeper and deeper and deeper until it got to the point where she was starting to say I was doing things where I was doing things for the house in other parts of the city. And the landlords had me in their car at times I was supposed to have been doing things. And it was just getting more and more ridiculous. And they said, right, look, the charge for besmirching someone like this is actually quite full on. Don't do it again. and don't fucking hurt our guy. So anyway,
So
I
that's all over.
so that was all over. So then, basically, the old landlord sort of came to it and said, "No, this is our guy. We know this guy. This is our guy." And the young landlady said, "This is our guy. Like, nothing's changed." And he got his shit together and went, "No, nothing's fucking changed. I've been an idiot." And he said to me, "Listen, I might have acted a little oddly, and I'm sorry, but I was just a little shocked." And I said, "Oh, dude, it's cool, man. People react in a lot of different ways, and there's a lot of different cultural reasons why people would act that way. So I get it.
Yeah.
I'm never if I ever upset you, you just let me know, and I will make sure that I don't upset you." Anyway, and said, "See, you're so nice. You didn't freak out. No, I got told you could take me to the cops." And I said, "Well, yeah, I could, but fucking who's going to do that? I mean, what am I going to say? This guy said something nasty. Come on, fuck.
Yeah.
I've been beaten up by people. I mean, if someone says something nasty to you,
it doesn't really have the
it's hurtful, but it's not going to kill you, And so we talked about being beaten up by people, and we bonded. We got it together.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
we get on really well.
Oh, well, that ended well. That's good.
Today,
Oh no.
he
Today's
came round to fix my hot water heater, which was
That's
great of
right.
him.
You're telling me, yeah.
And our individual basically said, what have I got here? Okay. Goodo.
Getting messages.
Okay. Yeah, I've just got to. I have to. Fuck. Fuck. Good. Oh.
You have to stop talking in half sentences.
Fucking.
I'm going to fill in some time while you look after that. Don't worry about that. I'll fill in some time while you sort that out. Because I'm in this is like our office. It's a spare room in the house. Mrs. Angrian and I have, I shoot videos in here. Mrs. Angry has some of her work stuff. Mrs. Angry works in public health. She's a psychologist, counselor. So there's all this neat stuff from her work here. Like there are brains in here. I'm not sure how much detail gets lost in this being flared out in the light, but there's this little plastic brain here, and look, it comes apart. And look, is this one? It's got all the parts of the brain labeled in it, so you can talk to people about is the corpus callosum, the temporal lobe, the parietal lobe, the thalamus and hypothalamus, the cerebellum, the medulla oblongata. It's just cool, the stuff I find in here. This is a big brain, and there's another. There's a little brain on a stick, like it's been ripped out of a little person's head. This one's more colourful.
I've got to go off cam for 2 seconds, but I'll be back in just 2 seconds. I'll bring myself on and off.
Okay, you do that. So there's brains in here, which I quite like. And there's even some arty things Mrs. Angry's done. So this was like a little candelabra, and it's got no, you can't, because of the way that light is, you can't see any detail, but it's got a little ceramic doll on top of it. Ah, Adele, mixing bagel dough. Nice. And Strictly Sager, is there a dog-related cocktail? Hair of the dog, maybe. You do a hair of the dog. So Gecko, oh, God, I can imagine. See, this is another interesting one. Gecko's just saying there in the chat that driving for Lyft in Houston, business has dropped off because, no one's out and about. The knock-on effects of everything shutting down because of COVID-19 is pretty wild. Every now and then one pops up, one of the effects of it, and I hadn't thought of it prior, but as soon as you told about it, oh God, of course that happens. there's the big obvious ones are the places that have actually been shut down. There's tourist places, and now it's bars and pubs and cafes and restaurants. But yeah, the stuff keeps happening time after time. And yeah, then you just find out someone else who's been affected, and you, oh God, I hadn't thought of that. But of course that makes sense. And yeah, being a hire driver would be copping a big hit at the moment. So Adele, you're got your first bagels, fed your sourdough starter. Yes, young Ms. Angry is baking her first sourdough tomorrow after spending a couple of days building up the sourdough starter. We're going to get our first go at an actual baked sourdough tomorrow. So that's pretty exciting. Sourdough for lunch tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Strictly Sega, yes. Places of worship got closed down. Basically, anywhere where people congregate has been shut down, like the beaches in Australia, because people were too irresponsible. Hey, Bernie.
I'm back. I'm glad that congregations have been shut down. That makes me fucking laugh.
Yep.
Basically, if it got weird and I said to young Ms. Angry, if I paid you some reasonable amounts of money, can I get some bread off you? Would you do
it? It could be possible.
Because getting to Studio Angry and back with bread is, fucking less hassle than going without food.
Yeah, there is that. I'm hoping we don't get to the stage that's happened in a lot of European cities and Chinese cities for that matter, where they say, no, lock down. You don't go out on the street. That will be a little way off for us. You say that really confidently.
You know why I say it very confidently?
Why?
It's because in Australia, and we don't understand this because we live it. Yeah. In Australia, one guy, 4 jobs. In America, one job, 4 guys. The militaries of America and Australia are consistently comparing themselves to each other, and they say in Australia, one guy, 4 jobs. In America, 1 job, 4 guys. For example, the normal Australian private gets about as much training as the normal American Special Forces individual. I'm talking grunt level. Special Forces. But that's crazy. The fucking grunt gets fucking Special Forces training. And the reason that had to happen, and I thought that's bullshit. Surely the fuck that's wrong. No, it's not wrong. It's real. The reason it had to happen was that you drop a platoon off to do a thing, right? In any other army, they drop a company off to do it. In Australia, they drop a platoon off to do it. The numbers are 120, right? Companies 100, platoons 20. Okay, people are going to say, no, the numbers are wrong. Doesn't matter. They're just about those proportions. And so you've got 20 guys to do what 100 guys do, and they've got to get it done on their own. And sometimes they get their supply lines cut off, and that means they've got to feed themselves with what they can find, which means they've got to know what they can find, where they can find it, and how to get it. So the way to do that is to ask the local black people nicely. And there are 20 Australian troops all the time whose job it is to go around the north of Australia talking to black women saying, could you teach me how to feed myself, please? And they learn feeding of an area. They learn bush tucker.
I'm just going to jump in occasionally that you've gone an incredibly long way off topic that I kind of think you're going to get to topic, but your discourses are known to go for 15, 20 minutes.
So I'm going there very quickly by saying that you're in a scenario where people have to be able to know how to do many things. Otherwise, the whole thing shuts down. Everything shuts down. So everyone's saying, oh, no, so much stuff is going to shut down. Well, no, it's not. Basically, because too many people need to do too many things and too many people know too many things for their work to be useless. That was the discoursing there. That was the example, and that's where it ends.
Okay. I'm going to go with evidence isn't really supporting what you're saying, in as much as everywhere in the world they have completely shut down cities. It's not in fact, like, hospital staff are the only ones who aren't shut down. Completely only emergency services. And saying it won't happen in Australia is contrary to evidence.
Look, I hear my GP. I have never seen him as scared as he is right now. He told me that I am not to come to see him with an appointment. I am not to come to see him unless I have phone called him first, spoken to him directly, and asked if I'm allowed to come in.
Because you have a compromised immune system.
I have a compromised immune system. Isn't it ironic that I'm called AIDSy? Don't have AIDS, but I have AIDS. Isn't it fucked that I got AIDS without sex? That was fucked. That I used condoms every time, except for the 2 times that I didn't. One of them was okay, and one of them wasn't. And the fucking fucking condoms every time. I was safe as hell, and I didn't share needles, and I only ever used 2 of them actually, because the other 2 I smoked. And fucking, and you know, I'm pissed off that I avoided the HIV virus and got AIDS anyway. How fucked is that? It's fucked.
Do you mean that literally, or do you just mean like the chemo fucked your immune system?
I have AIDS in the sense of having acquired immunodeficiency syndrome.
But you were never HIV positive.
I was never HIV positive. I do not have HIV. It was the chemo mixed in with, we find out lately. This is a lately found. It was chemo mixed in with the arthritis itself, because the arthritis doesn't only attack your joints, it actually attacks your whole body.
It is your immune system going nuts, though.
It's your immune system going nuts and attacking you. And my immune system ended up attacking my fucking bone marrow, which was not something we were looking forward to. It ended up attacking my spinal fluid and calcifying some of my backbone channel, which I was bloody lucky, because if it had actually shut it down, it could have just killed me. Some people get calcified hearts and lungs and just fucking die. It gets harder.
Boone thing. He had a calcified heart. He could not love. You go, oh, had he been hurt? No, it was an illness. He died. So he was like, not loving anyone.
Yeah. It can, what happens is your heart gets, it's sorer and sorer and sorer. And then one morning, afternoon, evening, day, bang, stop. Because it can't make itself go, because it's bone.
It needs
You
to be a
know,
little bit flexible.
yeah. And so the thing that they did to make my marrow work again, you're
Mm.
gonna love this.
I
They hit
am.
it with rubber mallets.
Yeah, that'll teach it a lesson.
Yep, taught me a lesson.
Yep, should be more of that with body parts that misbehave. Hit them with a rubber mallet. You got
Hit it
lungs?
with a rubber mallet.
Let's go and show these lungs who's boss.
Also, if children misbehave, hit them with a rubber mallet will soon bring them round. Because it brought me the fuck round real quick. You know when doctors and nurses tell you this is going to hurt, buddy,
Yeah.
you're in trouble. Because they
Yeah.
usually say some shit like you'll experience some discomfort.
Yeah.
That you'll usually they'll say something like this may sting a bit, or some shit like that. No. This is gonna hurt, and it fucking did. They hit me on the fucking head with a rubber mallet.
Yeah.
I think that was just for fun though.
Yeah.
And
Alex Daisy. Boom, boom, boom.
Boom, 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 boom. Like, oh, they hit me on the jaws with a rubber mallet, which was embarrassing because it was already loose and dislocated, and it just went twang. It just went whip, and I went, oh shit, and then I had to crack my jaw back into place, and gone. Probably don't want to do that anymore. No. Let's just see if we can tap it. And they just fucking punched my jaw with their fucking hand. Can you fucking stop hitting my jaw? Anyway, the one that they really concentrated on was my back and my scapula, and my backbone and my scapula. And fuck me, with a rubber mallet hitting you in the spine and the scapula. You're gonna know what true pain is. Thank you for my foods.
Chips by the
I've got food.
I think you're freaking Christofari out. I love it. Strictly Sega is just going. He loves hearing your weird illness stories because amazingly you're still around and kicking after telling people all these wild stories for the last decade or so. So
you can do it too. You can get a fucked up disease and go, not gonna die.
Yeah.
So a friend of mine once who did die asked me, what's the trick to not dying when you get a fucked up disease? And I gave him some shitty answers, and I've always felt bad about it because he died. And then I realized what the trick is, and there is a trick to this. You know when you're in trouble, your body will tell you you're in trouble. It will give you a kind of dread. And it won't be oh God, I'm not pretty enough dread. It won't be oh, I've not done enough with my life dread. It'll be I'm in fucking shit here dread. Right? And you'll know it. And it'll be deep and in your bones, and you'll know it.
That makes sense.
You go, righto, I am going to breathe. I'm going to be fucking calm. I'm going to fucking breathe. I'm going to direct fucking pointed fucking concerns to health staff, and I am not going to freak, but I am going to ask for help when I need it. So what you do is you go, I'm not tired, I don't need to sleep, so don't fucking sleep. If you're in pain and you can't sleep, don't sleep. Just breathe. You start getting all kinds of fucking head worries going, oh, this is bad and this could be bad and this, you get catastrophized. No. Fucking just going, no, I'm just going to breathe now. I'm just going to fucking breathe at this point. I'm just going to continue to breathe. I'm going to continue to breathe. My heart rate's really high right now. And that's a good thing because it's going. But I'm starting to panic very badly, so I'm going to hit the button. And the nurse folk will turn up and they'll go, what's going on? And you go, right, look, I'm in quite significant amounts of pain. My heart rate's really quick. I can't get it down. I'm trying to breathe as slow as I can, but I don't know what's going on. Just thought I'd do safe than sorry. Sorry to be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
And I'll usually do the obs and go, oh, fuck, your blood pressure is in brain pop territory. And your heart rate is so high that it could make a hummingbird fucking freak. So what we're going to do is give you a shitload of drugs. Okay. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
See what I'm
that's
saying?
the right point.
See where I'm going with that?
Better living through chemistry.
So they'll give you a shitload of drugs.
Mm.
And basically, if that doesn't work 5 times in, and I've had that, when they give you morphine and a lot of it 5 times up the vein, and it's still not doing the trick, they call what they call a MET call, or an MET call, but it's a MET call, and all of a sudden, 16 doctors and 20 nurses are around your bed at any time of the day or night. And a nurse can call a MET call at any time for any reason, with no fear of retribution at all. They can never, ever get in trouble for calling a MET call. And MET calls have saved, they say, 95% of the people they've been called on. Because nurses know when something's fucking wrong. They can look at you and go, no, this isn't, I don't know what it is, but it's not right. No, it's not right. And most of MET calls are called on gut instinct. MET calls have been called on patients who were happy as Larry and then crashed, like mood-wise crashed. And the nurses went, no, that's not right. Called a MET call and they found, bad shit happen. Anyway, so I had this, I've had a few MET calls called on me, but this one particular one, sorry?
I bet you have.
Yeah. This particular one when they shot me up with the 5 morphines and I wasn't coming down.
No.
They went, nah. The nurses went, nah. And called the MET call. Doctors come in. What's going on? Oh, we gave him morphine. His heart, his blood pressure hasn't come down. Oh, we'll give him some more morphine. This was the 5th. Oh. And then when you see doctors go, oh. And other doctors look around going, and then they all fucking converge on you. Shit's gone down. So they effectively said, righto, matey, we're going to give you some very hardcore drugs now. You are frankly in a bit of trouble. Your blood pressure's so high that we're worried that you're going to burst an aneurysm that we don't know you've got, that you don't know you've got. We're also worried that you're going to burst a blood vessel somewhere in your brain, or in your eye, or in your lung, which are bad places to burst blood vessels. I'm going to tell you you've burst blood vessels in your right eye already. This is not a good sign. Do you remember that? Do you remember coming in? My eye was all fucked up. That was that.
Yeah.
And so they basically went, righto, here's the drugs going in now. You'll probably feel wet yourself, and you'll feel it going cold and hot around your body. And I'm going, what are you putting into my body? And they said, well, it's a mixture of dimorphine, ketamine, and they called it it's called anesthetic drugs. And I've gone, that's a mix I could grow to like.
Yeah, also known as Party Pack, I think. That's
Party Pack, yeah. Party Pack. It's heroin, ketamine, and down. And it will really bring you out of fucking stroke territory in a big hurry. And it did. The thing that bothered them was I was still talking to them. That bothered them.
It's like that
because
would have
they
been a bull elephant. Why is he still awake?
were pretty much. It would pretty much. They've hit me with the party pack, and I've just gone, oh, I can feel that just calming my heart down right now. Oh, I can feel it just coming right through. Oh, guys, seriously, leave 6 or 7 of them about. I'll just, at my own discretion. Aidsy, when we can, we all need to get together and group hug Aidsy. We need to do that. We need to do that. Except not while the corona thing's going on, because
No,
my
it's
doctor would
like 6 or
freak.
12 months down the track at this point.
I could wash myself with sanitizer, and you'd all be safe.
No,
Anyway,
basically saying I'm not going near him with one of those, unless I got one of those like prison hoses you see in the movies where they just fucking hose down the new inmates.
I had to
Just
pay you last time we did that. I had to pay you, and I'm not paying you again because you enjoyed it too. I enjoyed it, but you enjoyed it too.
where we play the naughty prisoner.
Oh yeah, fuck yeah, great game. So they've given me this party pack. Party pack worked like fucking treat. And they're going, you're still talking through the party pack. We're not happy about that. They gave me some patient-controlled analgesia.
Yeah.
Magic button. Oh, magic button. Fucking thank you. Come on. Except that I found out my magic button wasn't just morphine. It had another couple of little things in it as well. They didn't tell me what those other couple of little things were. When they give you dimorphine in hospital, that's heroin. It's medical grade heroin. These drugs weren't invented for junkies. They were invented for medical uses. And heroin has medical uses. They don't advertise it. It's called dimorphine. It's a beauty. It will basically, when your grandma has her hip replacement, she's getting dimorphine.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
When you're end stage cancer, dimorphine, plus of another few little gimmies as well. When you are, oh Christ, when you are, when you're burned, they give you other things. Actually, they give you blockers, and they give you hallucinogens, and they give you suggestibles, because they want to suggest things to you. And they give you the foreskins of kids, which is great. Fake skin that they put on burn victims is the spray-on skin, which is new and still wonderful, but it's still being developed properly. It's great stuff. But the normal skin that they put on burn victims that is available and ready to roll is made out of the foreskins of baby boys, and they basically grow these things out to sheets of 2 meter square, sheets of very thin, very new skin, because it's very new, newly differentiated cellular matter, and it doesn't quite know who it is yet. So if you put this skin on an arm, it goes, oh, I'm an arm.
Yeah.
If you put this skin on a face, it goes, I'm a face, or an eyelid, I'm an eyelid. It doesn't know that it's a foreskin of a penis. It doesn't know that yet. It works it out pretty quick. You give it, I don't know, a month, and it's pretty much home. But before that time, you can you can use that skin, and also it's very fine, very, very fine. And the finer you can get it, the more elastic your width can be. with your application, right? So it's great stuff. They use it all the time. They use it all over the world. They rush it in jet planes. They rush it in military jet planes around the world, which is just fucking great. I've seen video footage of Russian Mach 3 nuclear bombers coming into O'Hare International Airport, being met by ambulances and Air Force. The ambulances grab the bucket and the doctor, and the Air Force grab the pilots out and shake their hands and make them drink vodka, and they move the plane off and they take them off into the officers' club and get them shattered. Apparently, it works the other way around as well. When an F-15 lands in Moscow with an esky full of burn victim skin, no problem, my man. Whatever you need. And oh look, we've got this whole officers' club full of piss for you. The Italians have a fleet of Lamborghinis and Ferraris that are specifically for taking organs for donation and skin around the country, which is fucking cool. In Australia, we're boring. We just use military fast jets.
Yeah, that's the thing you can do.
That's the thing you can do. How would you be fucking your organs turning up in the next 10 minutes? Where's it coming from? Darwin. 10 minutes? Trust me. It'll be here. Fucking
guy who really lives for the fact when they say get somewhere fast, and he goes, right, you are then, sir.
Yeah, exactly. These guys live for speed, and they get told, okay, you are now allowed to go over Mach 2 over land, which they're never allowed to do. You're allowed to go over Mach 1 over cities. You're allowed to go directly over cities, and you're to land right next to that helicopter in that airport, who will then directly take it to the fucking hospital. In Britain, they put them on Harrier jump jets because they can land directly on hospitals. And they can go a lot faster. The top speed of a Harrier jump jet was always subsonic. And then lately they've been a little bit supersonic in a dive, and then they were made the new one, but they're subsonic again. But they've been clocked at going Mach 3.2. That's not subsonic. So yeah, there was a bit of bullshit involved in that. Clocked at going 3.2.
Military often keep their secrets. I do remember a friend who had a brother in the US Navy, and the thing where they were doing their little war games thing off Hawaii, and it was on an aircraft carrier. So, one of the big fucking things that you don't picture as being fast or anything. And they're doing their war games off Hawaii, and someone accidentally fired a live torpedo going around. And he said it was on the aircraft carrier, and they got a 2-second warning. They just went, live torpedo in the water, brace. And this is actually classified how they could do this. But someone just went full throttle. And he said this aircraft carrier lifted up like a speedboat, and everyone got thrown backwards. But its rate of acceleration made it lift up like a speedboat. Because it was basically every battleship in the zone just went, live torpedo, fucking move. And he said they never even told the people on the ship it could do that. The fact it can do it is classified. And But yeah, because a live torpedo went in the water. This is
Okay,
one.
I am an aircraft carrier, the biggest
Yeah,
thing in the fucking water,
yeah,
and I can
yeah,
outrun a torpedo.
yeah,
That is moving.
yeah,
And if you think about it, there's 4 nuclear reactors sitting in the bottom of those things, pumping out enough electricity and steam. Yeah, I could see it doing it. I
yeah,
could see if you really raised all those rods out, we're leaving now.
yeah.
And if you got all the aircraft off, you could go even quicker.
Yeah, I don't. They didn't have
Um,
time for anything clever or showy. There was literally like a 2-second warning,
for it.
brace, and off they went. And a whole bunch of people came in. Who's come in? Bobo and Megaleech and who was it? A Nintendo Lunchbox over in Las Vegas. And yeah, oh God, this has been we're saying Las Vegas is dead because everything's been shut down. That would have to be weird. No crowds
That
in
would
Las
be weird.
Vegas.
Fuck, there's got to be some movie makers go around and do the fucking End Times movie. There's got to be. Surely to Christ, that's
Yeah,
got to be taken advantage of by movie makers. Surely.
Christopher is here.
Anyway,
Well, I like that.
you know.
I always
But
like
anyway, one of the last thing I was going to say about this was there was an Aviate-B in America that was kitted out for the Marines as a ground attack and also as a in-country ground attack. So gets off the boat with a lot of bombs and fuel and guns and shit. If you want to be at the angry end of a fucking Aviate-B2, don't. You don't want that. This was after the Harrier proved that it could win wars in the Falklands, right? So everyone has respect for it now, and then they fucking upped the grunt and nastiness of it. Anyway, this Aviate-B was in right. It was in fucking Dallas, yeah, and it was told get this Esky and this doctor to Chicago O'Hare very quickly and get it to this hospital, land on their helipad now, please. Now, as in very fast. Okay, so speed limits. There are no speed limits. You will go as fast as you can. You will refuel twice. Now, if you think about what the new Aviate-Bs can do, refueling twice with no actual fucking weapons on it just except for their normal guns, which they have to have, and their two sidewinders and 2 Sparrows they have to have, which they're not very heavy, but they have to have them. They weigh fuck all, and they've got fuel, and that means they can go very quickly. Refueling twice means that they fucking really are burning that fuel so fast. So this thing turned up Dallas to O'Hare in 50 minutes. That's fucking really going. That's really going. Fuck. I cannot just imagine fucking being at the other end going, yeah, no, this fucking can you imagine a fucking jump jet like turning up at a hospital going, hi, I'm a jump jet? You'd look so much cooler than all the other helicopters. The helicopters would get out the fucking way. Not that they'd have to because they're the same size. And some guy gets out with a Esky going, I've got this Esky. I've got to take it to this guy. And it'd be just the coolest thing ever. You know, wouldn't it be cool just to have a whole bunch of Aviate-Bs that are secondhand, paint them like red and white, and just maintain them really well and go, these are the things that are allowed to break the sound barrier. Off you go. But, I mean, that's a resource thing, and that's a thing to train your Air Force pilots to do, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's the
Why
thought.
not?
What does everyone else think?
Yeah, that's all good. I know Bobo asking what you think of ScoMo's stimulus package. Look, there are obviously some good elements to it, and it's better than I ever expected from an LNP government. But
Well,
as
they
is
were
typical for
told.
this,
They've been fucking told.
yeah, typical for this bunch of clowns, though, the execution of it is very, very bad. It seems like there's going to be delays in getting any of these payments. The MyGov website crashed because of the number of people who tried to connect to it and register. Scary lines at Centrelink offices everywhere, which is basically, in our time of social isolation, hundreds of people in these lines and in multiple locations. It's again way better. And as AZ says, absolutely they're being told. And I think actually ScoMo got pulled aside when shit started to go south. But before there was much at all happening in Australia, and he's sitting there going, "Should I do anything?" I grabbed him and say, "Remember the bushfires? How you didn't do a fucking thing, and the
And you
whole
looked like four
hated
kinds of
you?
cunt.
Yeah, everyone hated you, and you ended up having to do stuff, and it was too late, and everyone thinks you're a piece of shit. You are going to have to do stuff, okay? You know
Oh,
you can redeem yourself. You do more earlier than you think you need to, because you will have to do it eventually. Any decision you make for action will be vindicated down the line, but do more earlier, and you will see the benefits." And he
the
has.
fucking ridiculous thing is that fucking any Western government looking at Trump has a playbook. Any Western government looking at Trump has a playbook. Don't do that.
Yeah.
Fucking don't lie. Fucking put money into resources early. Fucking as soon as you think there's something coming from somewhere else, put money into resources, buy them from other people. Fucking, I got an embarrassing story. Australia had resources ready to sell.
Yeah.
Because we do the pandemic thing. We're good at it. We fucking got a nice little niche in it. Canada's moving in on it. Why? Because we're helping them, because we know we can't do it anymore. We can't do it on our own. We've realized that pandemics are only getting worse and worse and worse. So who the hell else are we going to get to do it? Oh, the people who do what we do. Canada. Duh. Okay. So we rang up fucking America and said, okay, you're going to need some masks. You're going to need some fucking bits and pieces. We've got some in stock. We're going to be making more, obviously, for us and for you. You'll need them first, and we'll ship it. Oh, we don't need them. We're right. Well, we were told. Sorry, we don't need them. We're right. We have plenty in stock. And the Australian health people went, you don't. We know the numbers of the world, and you don't. And they went, no, we're fine. We're America. We're cooler than everywhere. USA number one. And then Britain turned around and said, hello, Australia. Understand you got some stuff. Send it all to us on planes, please. But you're far, far away from send it all to us on planes, please. Those Qantas ones will do. We'll send you some British Airways as well. Thank you. Do it today. And they bought everything. Britain bought everything. And everyone's going, fucking Brittany, fucking getting a bit fucking crazy. Australia's sort of going, oh, we think you're getting in early, but we're a bit worried. And so they start to get to Britain and say, can you do a bit of an information exchange for a fucking change? And they did. And Britain did a bit of information exchange, and Australia stopped selling Britain masks.
Yes, because the fear of what's to come. I noticed. I just want to answer Christopher asking, the corona is not airbound, is it? Depends what you mean by that. Like you don't want someone to sneeze or cough in your face
at all.
It does dissipate fairly quickly, but that's why we're saying don't go in closed spaces with groups of people, because that's dangerous. But what's more dangerous than air transmission is surface transmission. So an infected person coughs on their hand, touches a surface, that surface is now really dodgy to touch for anywhere between hours and days. We're not exactly sure. And so if you then touch the surface, then touch your face, which we all do every fucking 30 seconds, regardless of how we keep getting told don't, we just do.
You just do.
So that's why
Look at me.
It's don't go out in public, because yes, if someone coughs or sneezes in your face, that's bad, but stuff landing on surfaces stays a risk on surfaces for quite extended periods.
There's also parts of your body that have a moist area that is very biotic. Eyes, nose,
eyes,
mouth.
nose, mouth, bad.
Other areas of your body, which I won't go into. No,
you just got a tweet I saw today that I just pissed myself laughing at. Was a porn star, and she's tweeted, "This is all because we've been licking buttholes, isn't it?" I know it. I just thought that was great. That was just
pretty funny. That's pretty funny.
There are some really good jokes. I love on social media. There's a bunch of shit and a bunch of stupid shit, but I'm getting a dozen good laughs a day. People are coming up with some really, really good jokes. And like Bobo saying it's hard not to laugh. Harvey Weinstein in his maximum security Rikers Island has apparently tested positive for COVID-19. Yeah, I know. And because he's a real high risk of fucking dying of respiratory failure, which would be a painful.
I'm so sad about that. I really am. People who force themselves on others.
I absolutely don't have a list of people I hope get it and die, because that would be mean. But Harvey Norman, speaking of Harveys, Harvey Norman, fucking obnoxious, exploitative cunt that he is. He got interviewed on 60 Minutes on the weekend and was just saying, she's like, no, it's an opportunity. Oh, we've been getting huge sales in freezers and whatnot, and our sales are going up. And we don't want to shut down the economy. That's an overreaction. And it's just like,
fuck you.
Yeah, absolutely. Fuck that guy. Oh, okay. I have to point out, AZ, I think you missed it before. Christopher is freaked out by how low you're sitting in your seat.
Oh, okay. Says, I'm not. Here you go. Look, there you go. How's that? No, that's too much.
But no, that's good.
How's that?
The poor bugger has been really concerned with you looking really little in there. So
usually I'm supposed to sit forward so that I can make Angry's head look not so fucking big.
Yeah, no, that's a thing. We're about the same size, but my head, we're about the same height, but my head is about twice the size of any normal person's.
People don't come up and say, "Oh, who's your little dwarf friend, AZ?" Because I'm actually shorter than Angry by just a smidge.
About
the same, but I'm just a smidge shorter. So they don't come up and say, "Who's your little dwarf friend?" But they do look at him and they whisper to me, "Is the encephalitis okay? The water on the brain too much?"
Do you think I'm joking? Like, I have a few hats and I've been out at social things, and if someone goes, "Oh, I like your hat," my favorite thing is go, "Do you want to try it on?" And they go, "Oh yeah," and it's like sitting up here on me, and on 99% of the population, when they put one of my hats on, it like boom, drops right down over their eyes because of my stupid, enormous buff head.
I'll be back in 2 secs. I'm just turning off my mic. I won't be long.
All right, cool. And actually, talking about coronavirus jokes. I like that one too, Strictly Sega. Wash your hands like you just shook Scott Morrison's. Yes, Abigail, I decided to put, because I do have my studio, I could put on much more light in here. I've got this is my Bunnings work light. I'll put down there to give me a bit more fill light. If I point it that way, that's actually much better lighting, isn't it? I was looking really weird before. That's actually much better lighting. Okay. Byron, what are you waiting for? New stuff. Oh, yes. Are you worried about prices going up? Which, yes, is is absolutely a worry. Yes. So yes, the new start allowances being doubled, and the prices aren't going to climb just because of that. But stuff is going to get harder to get as months go by, and yeah, I actually agree with you. We'd probably see the thing when things go back to normal. The prices will stay high, and the amount paid to people will be low again. And I think you're actually right. Milich, I thought I heard disability pensions weren't included. That would be really fucking shit if that was the case. I think it's the case. And what the government's excuse for that is they're trying to, because we are literally going to get millions of people unemployed. There's no two ways about it. We are going to, over the coming months, barring a miracle, we are going to get very suddenly millions of people unemployed. And that is going to be pretty fucking rough. Lemonhead, good morning to you there in Toronto. Oh, we're talking about no. Okay, thanks for the detail there, Strictly Seeger. No increase, but some one-off payments, which is better than nothing. Yeah, it's the whole thing is wild, and we're moving. I think there'd been suggestions that gas and electricity bills were going to be waived, although I haven't seen that confirmed. I think Scummo might have made a thing. We'll get past the ads. No, is there anything in news? I don't think that's confirmed, but I think there was a suggestion that the next thing might be suspension of energy bills. And then, of course, oh, yes, Abigail, I'm with you. That was the one I was going to bring up. People saying, like, fuck it, rent strike now, and the landlords losing their shit. I think there should be a suspension of mortgage and rent payments. But yes, come up with recipes for eating the rich. Oh, yeah, Strictly Seeger, I agree to you. That whole idea of dipping into super is incredibly high risk. First, because most superannuation was tied to investments which have lost half their value in the last week. So it's a very bad time to take it out. But even without that, even if there wasn't that hit, it is long-term not a great idea. Not a great idea. All right, it's getting you for some reason. That just snuck up on me. Yeah, it's dipping into super is a long-term risk. It's not to be done lightly, put it that way. It's not something to do just because you can, because it's quite high risk long-term. Strictly Seeger, you're worried a lot of long-term unemployed might get their bonus and blow it all on hats. But the hat economy would be booming. The hat economy would be booming if we did that. Yes, Byron, that's a good point. At the very least, freeze on rent. Don't allow any rent increases. Stop opportunistic landlords. But no, I'm actually in favor of mortgage freeze and rent freeze. And I saw online someone going, "Oh, but then banks might go broke. Then we'd be in a bad way." But it's like, really, you're trying to tell me being homeless is not as big a problem as banks having a few billion less in profits. How about fuck you? It's just ridiculous. The number of bootlickers that come out of the woodwork when everyone's saying, well, actually, this is a time to help the most vulnerable people. This fucked up system has been fucking everyone over for decades, and a tiny, tiny minority of less than 1% of the population has been getting all the benefit of the increased productivity and work of the other 99% of the population. We've been vilifying the most vulnerable. We've been vilifying the people who are disadvantaged by this fucking cruel and unequal system. And we've been acting as if the fucking profiteers who are now billionaires are some sort of hero rather than criminal fucking exploiters. And as soon as you bring up that it's about time that we fucking equalized things a bit, the bootlickers come out of the woodwork. Don't pick on billionaires. That's communism. That's terrible. And it's just like, dude, why are you acting like you're going to be one of them? You are the vast majority of the population is at best 2 bad months from being homeless, and you're never 2 good months from being a billionaire. The idea that we should be defending billionaires is absolutely absurd. And these bootlickers who act like they've got some vested interest in defending billionaires, like it somehow means something to them, absolutely does my head in. I have no idea what these people think's going. That's another good one I've heard, Byron. 9 meals from Anakin. I don't think it's even that many. 9 is the absolute most, because that's 3 days. I think people who've seen war-torn areas go to shit. It's basically 2 days. If people do not get any meals for 2 days, everyone goes feral. At that point, it's like world turned upside down. You suddenly have the realization, I might not get another meal. I don't know where the next meal is coming from. People go fucking feral by the 3rd day, if not sooner. And what's that, Strictly, how much of a whack is NBN really taking? I don't think we know, and I certainly don't think any of the telcos or ISPs will tell us the truth either about how much of a hammering our internet is taking. And good evening to you, Safa. Nice to see you. I do really worry that within 2 weeks, we are going to see a greatly debilitated internet in Australia. And it was already shit. So a much, much worse internet is not a good thing. Omega Leech, was I forgetting second breakfast and 11s? Yes, then you go. Hobbits go crazy sooner because they're used to like 7 meals a day. So you take away 1 day's worth of meals and things get feral in Hobbit Town. So this thing, but yes, there's nothing quite like sharpening people's focus to have them suddenly literally not have food and not know where the next food is coming from. And that tends to hit critical mass after the 2nd day. 2 days of no food really focuses people on the concept that shit is bad and might not get better. Dottie, I think you've hit the nail on the head. Not knowing where the next meal from makes people feral is an explanation of why uni students are the way they are. I will tell you something that I think is quite funny. It's a true story there's this American researcher who's looking at the way people eat, and the issue with obesity in the US. It's not just the US, said the fat bastard. But the US had a noticeable increase in obesity. And of course, if you're not from the US and you go there and you go out somewhere to eat, you get this fucking enormous plate stacked full of food, and you think, what the fuck is this? Because this is not normal. And it's like, were people eating more just because they're being served more? Seems obvious, but he actually did the tests, and he showed if people have more food on a plate, they eat more. Like if they have a smaller serve on the plate, they'll eat it and think they're full. But if they have a larger serve, they'll eat the larger serve. And he proved this with a whole range of studies at universities. I'm going the long way around to saying what he noted. Like, he had all these statistics, and he went, oh, but don't include male university students in your studies because they're fucking weird and they never stop eating. They're some sort of uncontrollable ravenous monster. If there is food they are not paying for, they will not stop eating. They are like ravenous beasts. And he said nothing else compares to young male uni students for just being absolutely out of control eaters. And I think AZ's back with us.
My mic is unmuted and now I can talk to you.
How people can realistically isolate. Friends are starting to moan after only 1 week. The realistic extension of this is, barring a fucking miracle, is somewhere between 4 and 6 months.
Right.
Of isolate. There are
know very well, Angry, that I cannot isolate for more than a day and a half.
Yeah. You've got to go out.
Well aware of that. I can't do it. I can't isolate away from people because I go a little bit the fucking nuts.
What? And that's part of the reason we're doing this. Not solely for you, but I think if we get into the habit of doing regular check-ins with the world, people progressively are going a bit crazier day by day, and this is out there. I'm gonna, as time goes by, I'm gonna mix this up. I'm gonna read stories at some time. I do want to, at some point, and once we've all gone a bit crazier and a bit more in need of stimulation, do like radio plays, because we can get up to 6 people on here, and if we all had the same script and we could play our roles, we could do like live reading radio play type stuff.
Do you know I've got to write a radio play for our mutual friend about a podcast?
Yeah. So that.
Why wouldn't we workshop a few ideas and then just sell it to him and go, look, we've done this.
Yeah.
We're going to stick this up your fucking sizable ass.
Yeah.
Twizzle it around 3 or 4 times. And accept your check.
Yeah.
And then give you the play.
Yeah. And there you go. Abigail said she's in for the radio plays. A lot of people will be. I think we'll build up to this. I think some nights I might play trivia games. Some nights I might read stories. And I do definitely want to work.
You want to read AZ stories? AZ stories are very good.
They're illegal in several states, so I don't know.
But if I had to write them down on pieces of paper, right, and make them go across the interwebs to you, and you could read them on the interwebs and go, no, we're not writing that line because that's got child sex porn in it, and we're not reading that line because that's got child murder in it. And we're not reading this line because that involves child sex porn killing other child sex porn. You know what I mean?
And I also like the idea of you writing it on paper and not parchment made out of human skin. But
fuck off! It was 4 times. It was 4 fucking times, right? It was from the 3 bodies, and fucking, it was already there. It was done. I didn't do it. It was just already prepped, and so I just fucking did my best copper plate on it, and fucking sent it in, and now everyone's fucking you fucking parchment on fucking human bodies, yeah. And then I got shit over the spelling in the fucking trial. That's how I got off too. But
yeah,
I
that was
mean,
the low point in the trial when the prosecution was tittering at your spelling mistakes. That was unnecessary and mean, I thought.
But that was good because then the judge said, "Well, fucking, I also am a dyslexic, so you know, if you want to fucking have a fucking go, cunt. You know,
Yeah.
what else? Other evidence do you have? Do you have any other evidence apart from fucking handwriting, which is in beautiful Gothic black copper plate, which anyone can do if they follow the fucking you know, lines, the guides?" And I went, "Thank you, Judge." And then the prosecution went, "Well, yeah, well, no, I don't have any other evidence apart from the fact that he wrote the story out longhand 3 or 4 times before that." And then I said, "How did you know it was before?" "Maybe I got someone to read it to me after, and then I just copied it."
Yeah, could be.
And so I walked free. The mother of one of the children was a little bit fucking aggro though. She fucking did pull a gun, which meant I had to stab her 15 times. But you know, fucking, what are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Yeah, well, not that again. You know what that reminded me of? I recently, I'm sort of playing it through again a little bit, playing Far Cry 5, shooty game,
Right.
really good open world thing, because I got a cheap deal on because it's been out for a couple of years. So on the Humble Bundle, I got a good deal on it. Like it was $25 for all these expansions and whatnot. And it's basically you're at war with a religious cult in I think you're in Virginia. You're in the South in the US anyway. And it's fun, and because all your allies are down home rednecks who don't want these.
I got me some sanctified nails in the back of the truck if you want to know how fucking serious I am, motherfucker.
So it's excellent, but the crazy cult is good. What they do is they reveal your sins and then remove them. Basically, they carve, one of the 7 deadly sins into your skin. They decide what your sin is. And then they cut off that bit of flesh that it's written on. So it's really fucked up. It's really fucked up.
I was going to say, they put lust on you and then cut your cock off.
No, they just cover it into skin and then cut off that piece of skin. And it's like, it's really fucked up.
Oh, man. It was like primary school, though. So Bridget's was really fucking, they were full on.
Yeah.
Some of those nuns were tiny, but fuck, they could hit with a stick.
Yeah. This is a pretty intense game because when you're fighting the cult, and there's the innocent people who are trying to stage a resistance to the cult, and you're their hero, basically. But you see this thing, and you see, some cult people have got some hostages and are about to kill them. But it's like they're half a kilometer up the road, but you can see what's happening. And you're like in a car or running going, I hope I reach there before the cult guys kill the hostages. And you don't always. Although sometimes you free some people and it's like, yay. And then you go driving up the road and you hear some gunshots. And other cult guys have come over the hill. Or wild animals are really dangerous. You can get attacked by bears, mountain lions, and wolverines. Like, so you'll free someone and you go, yay, they're free. And then you hear someone scream, oh my God, it's a fucking wolverine. And before you can get back and help them, they've had their throat torn out by some animal. And it's like, well, okay, I just fucking rescued them and now they're dead.
Coal mining.
Yeah.
America would have been better off without it.
Well, a lot of the folks in West Virginia have mixed feelings about it, that's for sure.
Yeah,
because they made some money, but like all miners everywhere, they got savagely fucked over by the aristocracy who own the mines. But that's the thing.
Sorry. I was about to come on with mining. No. The Australian experience is the same. Every fucking time they say, oh, we promise we'll clean up. We promise we'll clean up. It has never happened. It has never happened. And they always say, "Oh, we promise we'll clean up." Lately, they've been taking to telling them to clean up as they go. And it's sort of better. It is sort of better, but it's still pretty shit.
One episode of The Crown, the Netflix series about the British royal family in the 20th century, notably focusing on Betty Windsor. It started before she was queen and is continuing through. But in the 70s, in a Welsh mining village, the village was in a valley and the mine collapsed with like leakage, and the whole hillside landslided down on and buried this fucking village. And Jesus, that was hardcore.
It was and the worst part of it was the slag pit. That was the slag heap that moved.
Yes.
Right. It'd been raining for weeks. The slag heap fucking got movie slushy like a avalanche, and then it slipped, buried the village, but totally encapsulated the school.
Yeah,
and the kids were alive for 2 weeks before they died, and they got dragged out of there 3.5 weeks after the slide went in, and they were 24-hour digging. But it was just ridiculous. This fucking school was just fucking buried. They fucking saw some really clever things that they were doing to keep food and water up to the kids. The kids were clearly well behaved the whole fucking time. There was no panic. There was no freaking out. Everyone was helping each other. Everyone was fucking straight down the line. And they even had a room which was obviously a morgue. I can't imagine what it would be like for a 7-year-old to help a 9-year-old drag a 6-year-old to a morgue. That would be fucked. And that makes me angry at miners.
Yes.
Because we need their products. We need steel. And we're told, isn't it wonderful how wonderful the Australian steel mining system is because we have so much steel and we get so much money from it? Well, no. As it turns out, the owner, richest woman in Australia, has robotic fucking trucks and machines to drag that stuff out of the ground. The only human workers are the ones that put fucking dynamite in, and that's only because they have to be. Fucking even the fucking plots of what's blown up is done by machine. The fucking machines drag this stuff back to the milling. One of the largest steel mines in Australia, there are 70 people working. Right, this thing is the size of fucking Utah.
Yes, and everything.
There are 70 people in the whole place.
Yeah,
in the whole fucking place. 50 of them are in the main control center. Right, 50 of them. Right, of those 50, 25 are hospitality to keep everyone else fed and bedded, and it's just bullshit. There's no money coming in. This place is a fucking disaster. It's being dragged out of the ground illegally and has been so since her daddy's time. It's Australian property being fucking sold hand over fist to other countries virtually for free so she can get fat. Oh, that's right, she already is. Fucking why is it that we allow ourselves to get consistently ripped off and fucked over for nothing, and then be left with this massive cleanup, which basically is toxic and deadly? The uranium fucking mining that we do is just mind-blowingly bad. We have these leachate ponds, which is where we take the rock uranium, and we put acid and nasty chemicals through it and crush it and turn it into yellow cake. Yellow cake is the raw material that you go and you refine into weapons grade uranium, because frankly, what the fuck else do they want?
You're
Anyway,
right there, but I'm actually going to go soon.
are you?
So yes, I'm doing
Oh
different things.
fuck!
I was thinking maybe to close off, also because I want to close on something happier because we got really dark there. We're talking about things we could do. I'm going to use an online version of the 20 questions game. But
Wait, sorry, can I just very, 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 very quickly end and say we do need all these things. There are better ways to do these things if we just fucking put the effort in to find those better ways and gave a fuck about what we were doing. We could have free nuclear power. We could have safe nuclear power. We could have good steel. We could have great chemical industry. We could have fucking great gas. We could have, you know what I mean? It could all work better if we gave a fuck. If we didn't just say, "Oh, we'll just drag it out of the ground and fucking give it away," it would be better. It could be good for everyone, and we could have a green economy. So it can be good. We should be all fucking making a green fucking revolution happening, and it can happen. It is not the end of the fucking world. It is not the point of no return. We are not fucked. We are way in fucking the margin of survivability, and we can fucking bring it back and make it better.
Yeah.
Let's end on something happier.
Okay, so we're going to do a 20 questions, but it has a lot of specialized ones. So I want people to vote on. We could do Star Wars theme, Doctor Who, Disney, The Simpsons, Star Trek, movies. Those are the ones I'm going to go. Then any of those, grab anyone. Oh, Abigail's jumped straight in with Star Trek. Points for being first off the bat.
Well, fuck. Abigail's jumped in with Star Trek. We go with Star Trek. Fuck it. Abigail's just going, fuck it. I'm putting my hand up. I'm saying Star Trek. I'm fucking saying, wear the red shirt and beam down, AZ. You've had your fucking go.
All right. So we're going to do Star Trek. Okay, so the first thing we have to do is it a sentient being? They actually mean sapient, not sentient. That gets misused all the time. Is it a sentient being, a place, or a thing? So who do we want to guess? We're doing Star Trek.
So we want it to guess what we say.
Yeah. So what do we want it to be? It can be as a sapient being. It can be a place. It can be a thing. So it can be as obvious.
What about that thing that killed is it Ensign Rowe? Ensign Rowe? Who was the chick that rooted Data?
I don't know, and you're speaking in half sentences, and I don't know what the other half of the sentence is.
Right. There was an ensign who was blonde, very popular, and during some kind of weird sexual encounter on the ship, she had the sex with Data.
Yeah, because he was fully functional.
And yes, and
she, the black goo.
Yes, the black goo killed her.
Tasha Yar killed by Ormus. So we're going to say Ormus then?
Let's say Ormus. Let's say Ormus.
So does Ormus...
Thank you. How fucking smart as these people know half the shit that I know just out of bits. You're brilliant. You are so good. Can we keep them, please, Angry?
All right. So does Ormus classify as a sentient being, place, or thing?
Sentient being.
It's a sentient being? Ormus is a sentient being. Okay. Is it involved in a romance with a crewmate?
Nope.
Well, no. Is it ranked higher than lieutenant? No. Does it understand more than 3 languages? We can have yes, no, unknown, irrelevant, sometimes probably doubtful. Is that irrelevant?
It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. It's psychic. It doesn't give a fuck.
Okay. Is it human?
No.
No, it's not human. Is it password protected? No. I think
No.
that's talking about computer systems.
Yeah.
Is it arrogant? Was the Ormus arrogant?
Yes. It
You think
really
Ormus
was.
arrogant? Yeah?
Oh, fuck yeah. It really was. It was nasty too with its arrogance.
Yeah. Okay, that's probably why people. Okay, AZ says yes, the Ormus was arrogant.
By the way,
Yeah.
good peeps, I don't know every fucking thing. I'm just saying shit vocally. If I'm wrong, just say, AZ, shut the fuck up.
Abigail
You're
and Rebecca jumped in with yes as well. So
Okay.
this is a bit of an ambiguous question. Has it boldly gone where no one has gone before?
No.
No? You think it doesn't qualify as
No,
that?
it's been dropped off. It's been dropped off by its people to hold all its sins of the people.
Okay. So your vote is no, it hasn't boldly gone where no one's gone.
No.
Okay.
No. If the tip was where it boldly went,
Yeah.
that was where it went.
Okay. Has it ever been involved in a war?
No.
No. It was discarded. Oh, there you go. Not involved in it. Well, not that we know of anyway. That wasn't part of its mythos that it was involved in a war. Okay. So we'll say no, it hasn't been involved in a war. Ooh, here we go. Would Data want to hurt it?
Yes.
I think it would after what it did.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
Well, there was a huge, okay, because it killed Tasha Yar early, right? In the first quarter. And for the 3 quarters of the show, it was the crew going, do we fuck this thing up big time and go looking for its mama?
Yes.
They were angry as, and there was a lot of fucking, it's dangerous and it'll hurt kiddies if we leave it here. And then there was like, no, guys, we're just saying that because we want to fucking kill the thing that killed Tasha.
Yep. So the next thing is, does it stand out in a crowd?
Yep.
Because it's black goo.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Did it ever try to conquer the universe? Was it a universe-conquering thing? Yes.
Yep.
Do we think? Oh, Abigail's asking what site I'm using. It's actually 20q.net, the people who make the 20 questions game. And that's the digits 20, the letter Q. So it's 20q.net. So are we going to say yes to try and conquer the universe?
No, it didn't.
No?
It just sort of sat there and moped, which is really its function.
That's a bit of a drag.
That's not really universe-conquering fucking attitude, is it? That's not Khan material, is it? Sitting there and moping. Yeah.
All right, so we're saying no.
Khan. Do you think not Bletchley? What's his name? You know, Cumberbatch was a better Khan than the old fellow.
Ricardo Montalban was just very camp because the whole series was very camp. I actually thought Benedict Cumberbatch was really quite good at a sociopathic bad guy. I thought he was really quite good.
I thought he was too. And I thought his whole showing off of, now listen, I am actually about taking over the universe, but I am actually about my family as well.
There was that. He was very good on that.
You know, and if I have to fuck you up because you're fucking up my family, I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah. And if I have to fuck you up because I want to take over the universe, I'm going to fuck you up. Yeah. But not as hard. But if you fuck over with my family, I am really going to hurt you.
Yeah. I'm going to the next question. The next question is it as deranged as Q?
Yes.
And hello, Annette. We think it is as deranged as Q? Yes?
Yeah. What do you reckon, Abigail?
Solid yes. Solid yes from AZ. Annette's come in for the last 5 minutes. We're doing a Star Trek 20 questions about the black dude killed.
Boss of the house went and got fish and chips with my money earlier on. because boss of the house demanded food, and I said that I would pay for it because boss of the house was going to burn me with cigarettes again.
Okay. Does
That's what I got.
it understand many complex languages? And a reminder, it doesn't just have to be yes, no, it can be unknown, irrelevant, sometimes probably doubtful. Does it understand many complex languages?
But it's psychic. It knows your head. So it would, but it's kind of irrelevant, really.
Yeah, well, we can either say if it was never directly addressed, we can
Yeah.
say unknown or irrelevant. So,
Well, yeah, it's one of those two.
yeah, okay. We'll just say unknown. Does it use logic? I think that's a no, isn't it?
Uses logic. Uses logic.
You
In a perverse way, it uses logic. It
Yeah.
basically says, you've been bad to me, therefore I'm allowed to kill you. It's shit like that. It's that kind of logic. It's sociopath logic. It's the kind of logic that
No,
sorry.
Abigail's. See, I tend to side with Abigail. Abigail says it's pure evil and bad emotions. It's not.
Okay.
You
Yeah,
know,
I'll go there.
logic. This is
Yeah.
Vulcans are logic. Is it a Vulcan? You
No.
know.
No. Actually, yeah. I'll yield to Abigail on that one. Yeah.
Is it humanoid? Was that? It's not humanoid, is it? It's black goo.
Yeah.
So it's not humanoid.
No, it's black goo.
Okay, we're up to question 6. Wow! It just guessed. Question 16, it just surprised me with a guess, and it guessed it's Armus.
Fuck off. Fuck off.
No, it just jumped in and said, is it Armus?
It is.
Oh, this is interesting. It does say when it's telling you some things as well. To the 3 languages thing, we said irrelevant, and it says other players have told 20 questions. The answer is yes. Does it understand complex languages? It was taught by other players. The answer is doubtful.
Really?
Yeah, but it just jumped in on 16 and said I love it. That was an aggressive, correct answer. Didn't even wait for 20. So that was 15 questions. 15 questions. It just jumped in and said, I know who it is.
I know who it is. Do we want to have another go?
And all this is logic trees. It's like someone designs logic trees, but there's a lot of work to design those logic trees.
Have you ever seen the thing by Neilson Rieger about his pick a plot that goes for like 20 minutes? Fuck, it's amazing. There's like 100 different shots in it.
I did a choose your own adventure YouTube video that had clickable links in it. What do you think happens next? And I only put 3 options in, and it took me so fucking long to map out the possible direction of those 3 decisions. And God, I was
doing a book for a friend of mine because I owe him a lot of money. I'm thinking of doing that for him along exactly the same lines. Because you know what it's like. You come home, Daddy read me a story. What do you want it to be about? The dragon. Okay.
Are you going to record some bedtime stories?
Well, do the bedtime story, and you go, okay, do you want the dragon to be green, blue, red? We want the red one. Bang, red one. Do you want him to go into the big cave, little cave, middle something, right? You know what I mean? And then you do the trees, and you make the adventure down that way, and then it diamonds back down to 5 possible ends. But you have like 20 or 30 different middles. Trees, diamond trees. You know what I'm saying? You know how it works.
It's bedtime. I'm going to bed. So that was a fun variation. We should play some more games another night.
You don't want to do it now?
No. I'm going to be doing this almost every night, if not every night.
Are you working from home now? Are you working from?
I am working from home. I'm working from home. So there's one thing. Instead of taking an hour from when I get up to when I get to work, it now takes 60 seconds.
Working from home, man. It's a bitch because you've got to get your head on and your head off.
Yeah, exactly. And what's the schedule? Look, most nights I am going to start a live stream sometime between 7 and 8 o'clock. Look, my normal time is sometime between 8 and 10. Some of them will probably be shorter. There'll be some variation. But my most common time for doing live streams is between 8 and 10 Eastern Australian time. So if you're somewhere else, you can balance that for yourself. But because we're all going to go a bit fucking crazy in the coming months, although if we have a little outlet, we might maintain some semblance of socializing.
These record on YouTube too, don't they?
Yes, these stay on YouTube, so you can.
So if you want to catch the last one, you can.
Yeah, but for now, I'm going to bed, so I'm going to bid you fine people farewell. We'll see you another time. Bye.
Thanks so much for